Okay, so this is a preliminary kind of rough setup for the new waterfall jump that Osu found. And this setup is pretty much thanks to him. I tweaked it a little bit, but this is basically his setup. So I'm not very consistent at this yet, but I can kind of do it, and the setup kind of works. So this is just a, you know, first video until we figure it out better. So I might edit this video because I'll probably fail the trick a lot. But anyway, the first thing you want to do is get under this brown texture. And you can kind of see there's this like brown seam going down the middle of the texture, this vertical line. And you can see the green wall, the grassy wall kind of indents into the brown texture a little bit right under the line. Anyway, so you get under this and you kind of hold forward against the wall like this. And edge should get stuck in place like that. Now, just to make sure my angle is consistent, I actually veer slightly to the right here and grind against the wall a little bit. And then I veer slightly back left. And you want to watch Ed's shadow to see if he's actually moving. There we go. So he's moving to the left. And the position you want is where his shadow is kind of half off the ledge like this. So you can see I'm just holding forward and he's kind of stuck in place. He's not falling off, but you can also see part of his shadow. If sometimes you'll go too far left and you won't be able to see his shadow anymore, that means you're too far and you're kind of hovering in the air, and you don't want that. So basically once you get here, you'll notice sometimes he does kind of a weird bounce off the wall. That's fine if that happens, but now you let go of the joystick once the camera is kind of settled. And now I'm going to actually inch forward a couple times. Ed, you won't really see Ed move. You can kind of see his feet shuffle, but if you look at his feet relative to his shadow under his feet, you can see that like right now his feet are like that, and then if I inch forward slightly, it's kind of hard to tell, but he's sort of moving, his feet are moving relative to his shadow, so I think that does adjust your position. And then I think that should set up your position pretty good. Now, what I'm aiming for here, I basically want the left corner of the ledge behind the waterfall that we're trying to get to. The left corner of that ledge, I want that to be kind of in the center of my camera. Now, of course, it's hard to see where the left side of the ledge is, so you kind of have to like look up. Sometimes you can see kind of like a green pixel appearing. I don't know if that's indicative of anything. Actually, that might just be the waterfall. Never mind. This is basically, I want this to be centered. Then I let go of C up, and this is where I check my angle and adjust if it's wrong. So this angle is wrong. And the way I can tell is that Ed's head is kind of a triangle, right? And the left side of his head is slanted, and it pretty much lines up almost parallel to the green wall behind the waterfall that I'm staring at right now. This green line kind of going up like that behind the waterfall. So I want his head to be parallel with that, but I also want his head to be slightly, basically lined up with it, like kind of like this. Maybe even slightly more to the right. I have kind of a weird angle here, so I feel like I want to adjust slightly more to the right. So you can make adjustments based on your angle. Of course, you have to kind of know what you're doing. I would just mess with the trick to try to get a sense of it. Of course, this is just a preliminary setup. Anyway, once you have the position, you're just going to hold forward, and that's going to cause Ed to kind of run on the wall a little bit. And then as you get once you get behind the waterfall, you let go of the joystick and press A at the same time to do basically a neutral jump, which makes you jump higher than normal. And then once you start the neutral jump, then you can hold the control stick again toward the ledge, and then kind of mash A to try to get the second jump out. So I hold A all the way down during the first jump. I don't know if that really matters, but let's just see if it works. Okay, I got it. Nice. Okay, so maybe I don't have to edit the video then, because I got it pretty quickly. Okay, so I'll try that one more time. I don't expect to get it twice in a row, but so the first thing I do is I line up under the brown, I move a little to the right, and then I kind of shift to the left until he gets into this spot. Let the camera settle. Camera did something weird there. Okay, well, let's inch forward a couple times, turn, aim right about here. I don't know. I feel like maybe slightly more this way. We'll try this. Yeah. The first angle was probably good, actually. Okay, we'll try one more time, and if I don't get it, then I don't get it, but... Okay, so aim this and like this. Wait for the camera to settle. I don't like when the camera does that. Okay. Inch forward a couple times. Turn and right. Ooh, that might be too far. Right here. Here? I think this might be good. Ah, okay. Well, I got pretty close that time. So the tricky thing, after getting the position, the tricky thing is really getting the neutral jump out. And even from there, you can sometimes miss the second jump. So it's still pretty inconsistent. But, you know, this is a setup of sorts. I've now gotten this a couple times on console, so this was all recorded on console. So it's definitely console viable to some extent, although I don't know how viable it is for runs yet. You'd have to practice it a lot or something.